when I first got into this space, and
Thank you for the question, first of all.
as a bit of a novice, a handful of people would talk about federal legalization, right? In air quotes. I don't foresee personally like a bill that actually federally legalizes cannabis. I think what happens is a eventual descheduling from Schedule 1, which then allows the states to create their own laws, which they're already doing anyway. So I think that's what at least I hope for. I would hate to see a rescheduling into another classification, because then it puts cannabis into the hands of other groups like the pharmaceutical companies. That's kind of my 2 cents. And I think we're getting closer and closer. You're starting to see Republicans come around in this conversation, as we talked about earlier on the webinar, around safe banking. And there's just a lot of little things chipping away. And to me, it seems like a matter of time.
Only we can wait. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? We've got some.
So we have
5 minutes.
Janae has some good questions about CBD.
Janae can't answer any questions.
Janae can't ask any questions?
Janae can answer questions, ask questions.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
So
Janae.
I like, because I'm obsessed. Once you start getting the magazine each month and you have it, it becomes like its own piece of art. And I know that
Hey, have you met Peter yet? Janae works with us on Instagram Live and has been a friend of High Time. Janae, do you know Peter? Have you met Peter yet?
I have not. Hello, Peter. I've heard so much about you, and listening to you speak, I'm so excited to see what you're going to do in the space with High Times. It's amazing.
Thanks, Janae. Thanks.
I
I'm
honestly,
glad to meet
yeah.
you this way. This is a cool way to do it.
Yeah, and hello, Paul. Nice to meet you. Oh, I already know you. All right. So, anyways, yes, I am a brand ambassador for High Times, and I am completely obsessed and love everything about it, what it's about. I took my own money and I just invested right when Adam said he would do his $10. So, Adam, you got that.
I love it. Thank you.
Yes. And I just want, like, if the press is on hold, I just want us to think about, even if we did a subscription, if people could pay each month to get the magazine, because it's just a beautiful thing. Ever since I've started really looking at each page and what you put into it, it's like it's a work of art. So I'm rooting we get the press back.
I love it. Thanks, Janae. We love it. Can we,
CBD. And one more thing about CBD. So are you guys going to be, thank you, by the way, when you're talking, Peter, about CBD, because it's my passion. And
Yeah, mine too.
yeah, and so let's have one of those dispensaries, and let's think about it a little bit. Maybe put some CBD and like maybe some hemp up in there.
a little Skinny Queen CBD.
I love that, Adam. He said it.
Okay. Okay. Next person.
All right, Gabrielle, you're up. You got to unmute yourself, but
You guys don't know. We don't know what we're getting. You know, Mr. Shelley threw us for a loop with that first one. So we've got Janae. Let's see who's coming next. Gabrielle, what's going on? I feel like we're Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla here.
all right, doesn't seem like she's coming on. How about Graylin? Graylin, you're going to have to unmute yourself, but you've been given talking permissions. There we go. We can hear you. It sounds very talk radio. Go ahead.
I just have one question. Does High Times have any third-place open stores in Louisiana? If so, what are they?
I can't hear that.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you asked are there plans to open stores in Louisiana?
Yes.
Well, Greg, we would love to open stores in Louisiana. I think they've talked about some medicinal nature, Paul, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very limited market at the moment. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense for us at this time, but all these states are moving very quickly, and we're really looking at all options as they pop up. But Louisiana, I think, is kind of very early stages, and if I'm not mistaken, has a very limited medical law right now.
Yeah, but our vision is to make it everywhere eventually. We may do it through partners, but what we want to do is deliver on that experience that we've been talking about through the call and through the other calls of being locally relevant to you, reflecting you and your neighborhood, and bringing you and the best growers in your state together to enjoy the opportunities of cannabis and CBD. So it's just a matter of time. It's up to Louisiana to make it possible for us to
What would be
enter.
better than the Big Easy and High Times all in one? Right on Bourbon Street. What else? Anyone else? Well, you gonna do one more?
Okay, ready? Doc 720. How about you? You got
Doc.
talking permissions. You just got to unmute yourself.
Okie doke, there we go. I
Where
should
you
be
from,
in.
Doc?
I'm over in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm right smack dab in the middle of the Bible Belt buckle. From my front porch, unfortunately, I can see Liberty University.
Wow.
We need this in here. I invested a couple of years ago. I did the $1,100 investment, and I'm very excited for it. Y'all are my absolute very first investment. I never did it before. Turned around, did another 550 a day or two ago, and we need to get it in here. This is a cold area, and it ain't because it's in the mountains.
Little cannabis to warm you up. We have friends. Paul and I have a mutual friend who actually who's been working on Virginia applications or West Virginia applications, and
Virginia it is coming along. It's very early stage, kind of like Louisiana, but fingers crossed that it'll expand and we'll be able to enter there as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and maybe at some point I'll be able to go ahead and open some sort of store, even if it's just a your standard supplies or whatever, until they'll let us bring the forbidden fruit into the state.
I appreciate it.
So, Doc, thanks for your support. And man, you're making me think. I mean, we don't want to come up with more work than we can do, but you're making me think, we can open a store. It just has to be a CBD store.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's only like 4 states that we can't open a CBD store. So, okay, Doc, you just invented a new High Times business, CBD stores, and then that'll convert to a THC store as soon as the local legislature allows it.
Or CBD/merchandise. Everybody would love to stop into the High Times Virginia store. So get some glassware, some T-shirts.
Hey guys, so Gabrielle wasn't able to ask this live, but she typed it in the chat, so I just want to ask it for her. Her question was, she doesn't really understand the difference between the OTC and the NASDAQ. Can you just spec that out for her?
Yeah, so the OTC stands for over the counter. It's a network and allows you to trade your stocks as opposed to an exchange, which is NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. And so you'll still be able to trade your stocks. They'll be traded on the over-the-counter basis. Most cannabis stocks all cannabis stocks that trade in the U.S. are either traded on the OTC or the CSE or both. And I think, listen, it's all about visibility, and I think there's more visibility or more, typically more volume on your exchange like New York Stock. But when you look at these cannabis companies, and speaking from someone who's been around public equities for most of my professional career, you have a real opportunity to see the volume that you may see on other exchanges, but on the OTC or CSE markets, because cannabis can't be traded there. We don't have a preferred brokerage company, but some brokerage companies won't take OTC securities branded. So there's plenty that will, and we'll recommend as if we're legally allowed, need to check with regulatory council. I'm ready for a High Time store in Colorado too. Well, thank you guys all. Anyone else have anything else to add? But really appreciate the time, Paul and Peter.
No, yeah, thanks everybody, current investors, prospective investors, everybody. We're so thrilled with the way this is all shaping up and the strategy and the team. So thanks for your support. And those of you who have not invested yet, we look forward to you investing and being part of the team. So thank you from the High Times family.
And Adam, I want to thank you for stepping up and making that matching pledge to help those who've been hurt by our laws unjustly. And I'll say the next one we do this, I'll do that. I'll do the $10.
Okay, I'll do it with you. So, this isn't over yet. Stay tuned to your emails. We'll see some information on that, and the best is yet to come. That's what I'll say. We're just getting this party started. It's time to go. Listen, no one has come close to the number of shareholders that we have. Peter's mentioned 28,000. I think it's higher, by the way. So not going to start here. Actually, we have an actual count, but verification and one way looking at numbers. And, as you know, the KYC, the Know Your Customer and AML process takes time. So some investor asked about, hey, I made an investment yesterday and it doesn't look like it's invested in my screen. There's a time process, and we're sorry, it all hopefully be cleared up, but it's out of our control. It's with this funding platform, Fund America. But with this stagehand here is ready to help. I love that, Jonathan. But more than that, guys, we've got stuff coming, and we're excited about the momentum of High Times. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care, everybody.